Hello everyone. So today we start our discussion. Today our topic of discussion is interpolation. So basically in this video I will give a brief idea on what is interpolation in numerical analysis. So for that let us consider the statement given as below. Y is equal to fx where x lies in the range x0 to xn. So by this statement what we understand? So this statement tells us that corresponding to every value of x where x lies in this range, there exists one or more values of y. So now let us assume that f of x is a single valued function and a continuous function, and f of x can be defined explicitly. So then the values of f of x corresponding to certain values of x, such that suppose x takes values x0, x1 and so on up to xn. So if given this function and we put values of x as x0, x1, so corresponding we can calculate the value of y. So from this from this statement we can say this. But in numerical analysis, our basic idea is that our main work is that to given a tabulated value, suppose x0, y0, x1, y1 and xn, yn, our main work is to find the function y is equal to fx. So it's the converse of what I have said before. At the starting what it was given this statement, what we can understand that whenever we will put values of x0, x1 and so on in this function, we will get we can compute the value of y, and this function f of x is known to us, and we assume it to be a single valued, explicitly known and a continuous function. So we can compute the value of y corresponding to x, the values of x, x0, x1 and so on up to xn. But in numerical analysis, our central problem is the converse one. If we are given these values that corresponding to x0, a function takes value y0, corresponding to x1 it takes value y1 and so on, we have to find this function y is equal to f of x, where it is known that it is not known that whether f of x is of explicit nature or not. So we are only given this tabulated value. So what we do is we find a simpler function phi x which is nearby to this function f of x, and this phi of x function agrees at the same values with f of x. That means if f of x naught is y naught, so then phi of x naught is also y naught. This is the only similarity between f of x and phi of x. This is a different function. What is the function we don't know, we are only given these values. So what we will do, we will consider a simpler function f of x such that it agrees as the function of x. Since f of x naught gives y naught, so phi of x naught will also give y naught and so on. Phi of x1 will also be y1 and so on. So this process is called the interpolation. And now if phi of x that we are considering, if you consider this phi of x as a polynomial, then this process is called polynomial interpolation, and this function phi of x is called interpolating polynomial. So similarly different types of interpolation can arise depending on what we consider this f of x as. But in this chapter basically we'll focus on considering phi of x as a polynomial, and hence we will get the polynomial interpolation. So now one question arises is that why we are saying that always given a function f of x we can consider a polynomial. How can we say that we will always get a polynomial nearby this function f of x which will agree at the same values? So this we can say from the following theorem. So this is the theorem that was given by Weierstrass, and in 1885 we are stating the statement. We are only stating here, not the proof. So it is known that if f of x is a continuous function in this range where x lies between x0 and xn, then given any epsilon greater than 0, however small or greater it can be, there exists a polynomial px where px is between this f of x minus epsilon and f of x plus epsilon for all x in this range. So basically given a function f of x, suppose f of x is given, so we can consider a range f of x plus epsilon, f of x minus epsilon. Say suppose here are values x0 to xn. So we will get in this range we will get a polynomial which will agree to this value. That means the polynomial will cross this point. Suppose here it is x1 and so on. So at these values x0, x1, x2 and up to xn, this polynomial will give the same value as f of x. So we do this in numerical analysis. We will consider such a polynomial f of x such that it takes the same values as f of x. So what we can say this from this theorem, that in this range, given a function f of x, however small we make the epsilon, in this range f of x minus epsilon to f of x plus epsilon, we will get a polynomial function px. So from this we can say that for given any function f of x, we don't know the function, we are given few values, corresponding values of x naught for that function, then we can consider a polynomial which is nearby to this function. We can estimate this function by a polynomial. Yes, error will obviously arise, but this is the proper process of polynomial interpolation. So this was a brief idea on what is interpolation. We will meet in the next video for the next part, that is finite differences. Thank you.